Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Kelly and welcome to my 2019 New Year's resolution, Be the Change, and I am being the change that I want to see. I broke up with fear, I broke up with shame, and I broke up with guilt. And I said it out loud, and I promised to do a video once a week, every week for an entire year. And this is the first New Year's resolution that I have actually kept this long. It is February, and not only that, this is the first time that I said it out loud what I was going to do. So it is proven to me that I need to tell people what I'm up to, and I need support. And thank you to everyone who was watching me for the first time, and thank you to everybody who has watched me before. I am going to read to you my inspiration that I have received, and I've read it in all my videos, and if you're hearing it for the first time, I hope this resonates with you, and if you've heard it before, I hope it's starting to sink in, and I hope it's starting to affect you in a positive way. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. I shared with you all last week that I had a big announcement to make, and I know it's time to reveal this about myself. I have gotten and have a lot of gifts in my life that I have kept to myself, and I know it is time to start sharing my gifts. And I have to tell you, my biggest gifts that I have received did not feel like gifts at the time. And I have learned my hardest things and lessons that I have learned have been my biggest gifts. So what I am going to share with all of you is the gift of me. And what that gift is when I was 17 years old and all my friends, or I wouldn't say friends, but all the people I went to high school with were getting ready to go to college, I entered my first drug and alcohol rehab. I said in my prior videos that I grew up in a house full of mental illness that was undiagnosed and the disease of addiction. And I also had the disease of addiction, which I have since learned is a gift and a blessing and not a curse and not anything to be ashamed or embarrassed about, which I was for a long time. So at 17 years old, I entered my first drug and alcohol rehab because I got punished for sneaking out. And it was either be punished till my 18th birthday or go into rehab. Well, guess what I did? I chose rehab. I thought it would be a vacation. Thought it'd be 28 days. I knew I didn't belong there, but I went. And when I got there, I just knew I was not an alcoholic or a drug addict. There was no way. That was not my lifelong plan for myself. So as I was in there, they talked about the disease of addiction and how it was progressive. And things you said you would never do, you would do. It would get worse. And I really didn't want to be an addict or an alcoholic. So what I did is I left there, and I still hung out with all the people that I hung out with, but I thought I just wouldn't do it anymore. I thought if I stayed away from the alcohol, I'd be okay. So I figured I never had a problem with drugs. I would just do drugs and not drink. And guess what? When I did drugs, it made me want to drink. And eventually I drank. So by the time all of my high school people would be going home for Christmas break, I was entering my second drug and alcohol rehab. And I was willingly ready to go. And I knew I belonged there. And so when I got there, it was January 1st of 1990. So I'm 18 years old, I'm now an adult, and I'm in my second drug and alcohol rehab, and I know I belong there. And they had us all stand up, and they told us so many people would relapse, so many people would die, and only 2 people would stay sober. And guess what? I'm one of the 2. I don't know who the second person is, but I've been sober since I've been 18 years old, and that has been one of the best gifts that I have ever received. And I want to thank all of you for your support and for your listening, and I will share more with you next week, so stay tuned, and thanks for being on this journey with me. Take care.